Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 68. Just 2 away from 70 of Let's Try Spellforce 3 Reforced. Bong bong, mashallah. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to hit my water bottle. Bear with me. So we're going to jump back into the campaign. Pretty interesting stuff. We just held off the Purity and their allies who are attacking Mulandir. Now we've got to formulate a battle plan of what to do next. So that's what we're going to be focusing on by heading into here.
Intriguing.
With our group. We've done everything out in this outer area of Mulandir. Now we're heading towards the Nexus. If you didn't see that combat packed episode, I suggest pausing this and then going back and checking it out, coming back to this later, because there's quite a bit of action in the last episode or two that you don't want to miss.
Let's catch our breath first. Angar, I'll talk to you when I'm ready to discuss the next steps.
Good. I'll be waiting.
So, what's the plan?
Okay, so we've got an exclamation point with Isgrim.
Yes?
So we'll talk to him.
That Nihal, if you're awake. For a while, I wasn't sure you'd make it. How do you feel? Out on the battlefield, we didn't really get the chance to talk.
I just found out that my mother is a Shaper and that she's still alive. And now Rondar Lacane took her. How do you think I feel?
Bad, I assume. Sorry, that was probably a stupid question to ask. It's a tragedy. The Purity on the loose, with the power of the Archfire in the Harbinger's hands. Who could have seen that coming? For what it's worth, I'm sorry I had to go through this. I truly am.
Oh, you're a good guy, Isgrim.
I always had my doubts about Lacane. Only I didn't expect this to happen.
I figure.
Be that as it may, all that matters now is that we stop him. What about you, Isgrim? I doubt whatever bargain you struck with Lacane still stands.
You're still here, so I guess you aren't planning on leaving.
Me? No, of course not.
New party member?
Where would I go, Tahar? There's no way of knowing what the Purity would do if they caught me. He wanted to kill you, so maybe Lacane doesn't want to leave any witnesses. Not to mention that we're still in the ancient Shaper city, full of marvels waiting to be discovered.
Huh.
Well, I'm glad you're able to see it that way.
A frown hasn't helped anyone yet, has it? There's, one more thing I wanted to ask you. It's about your mother. About Andra.
Ask.
I'm not sure how to say this, but she was a Shaper. A living Shaper.
Yep.
Don't talk about her as if she's already dead. Lacane only trapped her.
Of course. Sorry, I meant no offense. See, Tahar, all tragedy aside, you have to understand how fascinating this is. A Shaper who survived through the aeons. And as if that weren't enough, you even turn out to be related. I have so many questions, Tahar, so many questions. Iria said at the moment Andra and you melded, she made you see something. Fragments of her past. Now, I can't help but wonder, what was it? Did you see Mulandir in all its former glory?
I didn't see anything. It's more like I suddenly have that sense of familiarity. Especially here.
But that's even more exciting. She must have transferred some of her memories onto you. I wonder if that's part of this melding ritual. Look, Tahar, I'm not sure how to say this, but how would you feel about it if I examine her? There's so much we could learn from her, even if her mind has left her body.
Angar Arendir can now join your party. Nasty, son.
What do you mean by examine? We're not talking about a dissection, are we?
What? No, of course not.
Why? What are you hoping to gain from that?
You mean apart from being able to examine the body of a living Shaper? There's much we could learn. Maybe we could even find something that helps us fight Lacane.
If you really think it helps, all right, do it.
You really just said that? By the Half, thank you. I'll talk to Undergast as soon as possible. His knowledge will be a great help. It'll be a while before we can start, but we'll do it as soon as possible.
So maybe we're not at endgame, but keep busy until Isgrim finishes his research. Andra's eye. Let's head up to that's the only exclamation or question mark. Let's head up to...
That's the way?
We're going to check out Angar, but I want to head up to the artifact crafting table and see if maybe the piece or two we found can be crafted into a new artifact. Where is it? Where is it? Over here. Circle of friends. All possible companions. Oh, we've got all the companions. Oh, still missing stuff. Still missing stuff. So I don't know. Did we just miss these pieces along the way? There's really no telling. Really no telling. Let's see though, we did pick up some cool stuff. Secret of the Pure, Mighty Grok Knife, Dwarven Skull Padding Artifact. Can Isgrim somehow use that? No. Arcane Amulet. Letter to Alot Iskander. What does that say? Weakening Tribe Sword. It's one-handed. It's not better than his taunting Tribe Sword. Yeah. Oh, the Golem's Heart artifact. We're gonna give that to him. After blocking an attack, the next shot is a critical hit. We'll give him the Golem. Oh, he can't wield it. He needs... looks like 8 decks. Whoa. So who would be able to wield that? I'm using a two-handed sword. I could switch to a one-handed sword, a dexterity sword, and grab this Golem's Heart. If I get another point of dexterity, I think we may do that. Or if there's another single-handed weapon that we want to use. I don't think so though. Draconic Axe. I can't use the Draconic Axe. It's a strength weapon though. Epic Dexterity. Rare. Strength 6 to use the Claymore of Inevitability, which I don't see as that good of a weapon. So let's put on the Weakening. Apply weaken to enemy creature for 5 seconds on attack. Oh, that's pretty cool. Hook-like sword. The Golem's Heart gives us some good siege resistance. 52% block chance. That's pretty sweet. Let's look at Angar. Oh, he's got some strength and stuff. 9 attribute points to spend. Wow, son. He's got, okay, good thing there. Wow, he's got the... It's hard to read that purple. I don't know. Lord Arendir's armor, I guess. Crit chance 5%. It raises his crit chance to 9%. He's got all sorts of resistances. We could give him 6 strength, 4 dex. can just apply that and give him the Claymore of Inevitability. After landing a critical hit, apply Enfeebled, but it deals raw damage. You can try to avoid it. You can use spells. You can wear the thickest suit of armor. Nothing will help. The Claymore of Inevitability will always find its target, inevitably. So anything that deals raw damage is very good. Check that out. Beautiful piece. And he needs other gear, like 50 health. Potion of Proficiency. Makes him more aware of the abilities and potential that lies within. It's considered one of the greatest creations of the Northander Alchemy Court. Vortex Flash, Nullifying, plus Silence. Flaming Flask. Wow, we have 25 of them. Purging Talisman. Apply Armor. Yeah, we'll just go with, it has to be something like a Flaming Flask, 25 of them. We don't have another, ring. The two-handed sword. What about helmet? Takes a bunch of con to wear a helmet. This con is pretty good. Revitalizing plate helmet for now. Nine con, and you can use that. The heavy helmet. You have all these pieces. And we're just don't have enough pieces to put together any weapons. Hammer with the smith head. Yeah. Just need to do a lot more. Skull padding's down here for some reason. It's a quest item. Let's see. Everybody still has some points to spend. Let's come back to Tahar and look at abilities. Summon an unholy totem that fires void arrows for 1 minute, or empower summon devourer 1 minute 21 seconds. Max 1. I don't see what the upgrade is. Doesn't seem to be much of an upgrade. Oh, it's not a weak devourer, it's an actual devourer. We put a point there. Enemies attacking you are enfeebled. You get a permanent heal over time effect. Heal 5 health per second. Let's do that instead. Bong bong. Let's check out Angar. Angar's got discipline, brutality, and warfare. Regain health per second when out of combat. Riposte proficiency. Increase your critical hit chance for 3 seconds on enemy every successful block. Determined leader. Reduce all damage if your health drops below 30%. Grants an aura that applies enfeebled to all enemies around you. Field Marshal grants an aura that increases the critical hit chance of your nearby allies and you. And he's at 19 points. Onslaught temporary, apply stun with every melee auto attack. So some good stuff there. Here's 3% attack damage. 5% health in the discipline. Feint, shield bash, taunt, sword and board, war cry. Apply armor to yourself. Holy shield, alchemist blood, your health potions are more effective. Next level, pressure points, increase all damage against humanoid creature, we'll get a point of that. Heavy strike, delivers a powerful blow at the target that deals heavy damage. Two-handers, increase your damage with two-handers, we'll get a point of that. And that's good. Bloodthirst, gain increased focus regen when you're below 50% health. Dual wielding, raise massive damage to a building. Temporarily applies hasten to yourself and grants you immunity against stun. Then we come over here, we'll get a point of that. Riposte proficiency. Then we've got Field Marshal. Temporarily apply stunned. We have 11 points left. 5% health. Taunted, here's a feint. Deal weapon damage times 50%. If target doesn't have a condition, it weakens them and deals 297. Otherwise, deal 495. Sword and board, let's see. Bloodthirst can't be upgraded. Oh, wait, we can. When you're below 50% health, let's upgrade two-handers. Upgrade it again. Target's knocked down, increase attack damage by 50%. Raise. Temporary apply hastened and immune against stun. He's got 8 points left. Onslaught. Stun and hit multiple enemies with every melee attack. Bong bong. Upgrade that. Reduce all damage if your health drops below 30%. Grants an aura that applies enfeebled to all enemies around you. 45% health per second. Another point of 3% attack damage. And we'll go 9% attack damage. Wow, we can keep going. 12% attack damage. Lacerating strike. Applies bleeding. Yeah, we'll go another point of that. Long. There we go, mostly in the warfare and brutality trees. And does he have more points to spend? He does. I don't know what to put them in. Probably strength. We'll save those 3 points. Undergas has 2 points to spend. He's not using his robe. Because what he is using is better. He's got a light and nature magic bonus. Chain lightning wand. Let's sort this. Can use daggers, that's not necessary. And let's see, he's mostly in white magic and paradox magic. Retaliation, target ally temporarily deals damage back onto the attacker when hit. Transcendence. Phantasmal blade, a friendly target deals persistent pure damage to a certain amount of time and gets a greatly increased hit chance for an increased duration, 30 seconds. Paradox. Heal allies and damage enemies in target area. This effect duration 10 seconds. Area of effect is the same. To allied creatures, they restore 113 and get regenerating for 10 seconds, but enemy creatures get 189. We'll get a point of that. Paradox. Mesmer's Lance. Paradox Magic. 45% trigger spell with every attack. Reduce enemy creature's focus by 7. Chance to burn the target's focus with every auto attack. Increase focus regen. Verdicts. How about healing? Sacred Blessing. Add regenerating. Transfer focus from yourself to target. Resurrect. Regenerate your focus temporarily. All positive status effects also regenerate your health and focus. I'm going to put a point into Leech. Auto attack 9%. We'll go ahead and apply that. And his points, I'm not sure yet. Maybe intelligence. Just not sure yet. Or it's 1 point to spend. And he's got a shield of benediction. And 3 points to spend here. Brutality, occultism, and discipline. Occultism. Death knell. Target is silenced and explodes on death, dealing damage, applying bleeding to all nearby enemies. Target deals damage at regular intervals to all nearby enemies of Uram. Target is silenced and explodes on death, dealing damage and applying bleeding. This is learned. Leech life with every melee auto attack. And regenerate focus. We'll get a point of that again. Self-targeted help from beyond. Infect corpses in a small area around you so that they deal magic damage to every enemy in their immediate vicinity. Lash out to a target, interrupt it, inflict pure damage, and apply. We already have that. Chance that auto attacks inflict pure damage. We'll get another point of that. And more attack damage. Bong bong. Very nice. And he's got points, so I don't know what to spend. 1 point. Then we've got Gore. Gore's doing pretty well. I think he's got the Undergas Staff. Ring of Nullification. 10 Magic Resist. Arcane Amulet. He's better keeping what he has, I think. He doesn't have... Oh, he does have Elementalism. They have Reckoning, Cursed Blood, Seed of Darkness, apply Seed of Darkness to the target. Immune to blessings when an affliction is applied. Once every 2 seconds, cast on self 200 damage. Zarak's Might. This is also stuff that's already been maxed out. All ability cost minus 10%. We'll get a point of that. Get a point of Leech. And get a point of increased spell power. And he'll probably go with like intelligence or something. Then we've got Rowan. He's got the unerring katana, and he's doing very little damage with it. Prefer to get him. I guess that's about it, because he wants to use the Shield of Deadly Allure. Okay, so he's got 1 point here. He's got Primal Magic, Elementalism, and White Magic. This is Rowan. Scion of the Earth. Summon an earthquake and target that severely damages enemy buildings. Fire abilities cost less focus to cast. He's got healing, fire spark, wrath of the elements, engulf yourself in fire and ice magic, increasing magic resist and damaging all enemies that attack you with melee attacks. It's upgradable. You also become enemies that attack you also become impaired and weakened. Chain lightning. Battle mage. All your melee auto attacks have the chance to apply ice might and or fire might to yourself. Ice aura. Increased block chance. We'll get a point of that. Fire Nova erupts around you, damaging all enemies within the radius. And applying weaken to all enemies within the radius. If the caster has Fire Might, it's removed upon casting and the Nova is stronger. We'll go with Fire Spark. And then Fireball. Rowan. I don't know where to put his point. Then we've got Ayana, who's got an attribute point. She's dual wielding artifacts very nicely. And 1 point here. Dreamweaving, assassination, and brutality. Deal damage and apply impaired to all enemies around you. Oh wait. Increase target area on the map, okay. First aid. Phantasm. Summon a decoy at a target position that applies taunted to nearby enemies. The decoy explodes upon death and the expiration. Death or expiration, damaging all enemies around it. I like that. We'll get a point of that, and that'll be her last points. Area has 1 ability point and 1 attribute point. Her ability point. I don't know what to get her. Your own attacks are empowered with magic damage and get a chance to inflict purge. Next level, Peninacium. Every time you drink a health potion, you regain a small amount of focus. Arrow of Light. Heals allied creatures around target. Nice. Let's upgrade that then. Bong bong. Almost done, guys. Isgrim. Earth shaping, discipline, and elementalism. To get another point of fireball, giving it a 14 more feet in the area of effect. Seems to be a very good one. Oh, he's also got Bastion, which we already got. He learned it. And he's got an attribute point to spend. Alright, he's also got very epic shield. He's done there, and then myself, yes. I'm done. So there we go. Bong bong. Let's quick save. And I guess we're ready to talk to Angar. Oh wait, there's stuff up here. Who's that? That is Angar. You don't see a question mark down here? No, merchant.
got it.
Yeah, that's still a question mark I see. Select Angar.
Tahar, ready to discuss the next steps?
Okay.
You didn't tell me yet. How exactly did you get here? Weren't you in Greyfell when the Harbinger took over?
No, I wasn't. Otherwise, I wouldn't be standing here. But we were on our way back the night it happened. As you can imagine, it was a hard choice to make. But eventually, I left my pride behind and realized attacking Greykeep with the little division I was traveling with would have been suicide.
So you fled.
We retreated. The rest is simple. We went to Iskander because we had heard the rumors about your army. There, we met one of your scouts, and then the elven woman, Iria of Finon Mir.
Oh, she decided to let you in?
Correct. You know the rest. Your people were a bit distrustful at first, and I don't blame them. After all, they'd been fighting the Royal Army not too long ago. But eventually, they realized that we were on the same side.
Cool.
For what it's worth, I'm glad to have the Lord Marshal of the Royal Army in our ranks.
Well, right now, I doubt if I still deserve to bear that title. Half of the Royal Army is gone, and I'm to blame. But I appreciate the sentiment.
I want to talk about Sentenza. His death.
Well, what is there to say? As I heard the story, he didn't leave you much choice.
So you're not angry?
For you defending your life? No. I never understood why he was so obsessed with hunting you down to begin with.
But he was acting on your orders.
Well, yes, strictly spoken, he was. You were a traitor. Or at least, that's what we thought back then. That witch hunt in Iskander, the battle at the Eye, that was his choice.
Why? Why did he want me dead so badly?
Well, I can only guess. But to me, it seemed as if he felt as if you had, I don't know, betrayed him. He always spoke highly of you. Did you know that? At times, it almost felt as if he considered you his own kin.
Well, if he did, he didn't show it very much.
That doesn't surprise me. Sentenza was never good at expressing emotions. You see, Tahar, in the end, both he and I are men born from war. Seeing people die at your command, hearing the widows and the orphans cry as a result of your choices, it changes you. You need to find a way to deal with it. And Sentenza did so by shutting off his emotions entirely. Or at least to the outside. But in the end, he always did what he thought was best for Northander. He saw the Harbinger's true face, even before he revealed it. And I brushed it off as his usual distrust towards anyone, which was, as you know, a fatal mistake. And who knows, maybe if I had listened, it would never have come to this.
Without the Harbinger, I'd be dead.
That's true. But this discussion isn't leading us anywhere, Tahar.
There's just one thing I still can't wrap my head around. How did Lacane become so powerful? How could he rally so many people behind him?
The big question, isn't it? In the end, I think it boils down to the fact that he poured salt into the wounds the Mage Wars had left in Northander. You see, it's not hard to rally people behind you if they are desperate enough. He just gave them a simple answer to a complex question. And the people believed him. Though I don't consider him a pragmatist, he really believes in what he says, that Aeonia will return once mankind has repented, which worries me even more. There's nothing more dangerous than fanaticism fueled by magical power. Your father is the best example.
I am.
Good. Then let's call the companions.
Oh, exclamation points.
Now that you're all here, I'd like to plan how we proceed. As
Tahar, I think you should allow yourself some more rest. You were in a coma for more than a month, and we still don't know what that melding actually did to you.
Isn't it obvious? It made him more powerful.
Yeah, but where does that power come from? What effect does it have on the human body or the psyche? We don't know.
completed Rude Awakening.
I'm alright, Iskrim. Just trust me.
Fine. Then go on.
Thank you. So, our objective is clear. We need to defeat the Purity of Light and save my mother. Angar, am I right to assume that Lacane made Greykeep his new base of operations?
Correct. It's the center of his power, which is both good and bad. It's bad because Greyfell was built to withstand any kind of ambush.
And why is it good?
Because it also means if we succeed and reconquer Greyfell, we'll cut off the snake's head. Once we kill Lacane, the Purity will fall. However, there's no point in fooling ourselves. That battle for Greyfell will be bloody, and if we want to have even the slightest chance of winning, we need to join the remaining houses.
Ultran, Hallet, and Wolfgar.
Yes. If we put this army together with theirs, we might stand a chance. Also, you should see if you can strengthen the alliances you already have, Tahar. I have a plan regarding that, so we can talk further once this meeting has been concluded.
So do I.
Alright. So where do we start?
It's up to you. But before we can even think about arranging a conclave between the houses, we need to break that spell the Harbinger put on my sister Myra. Iskrim, any ideas?
Actually, it should be simple. We need to find the one controlling her, take the rune, and, well, destroy it in the forge.
And who is controlling her? What if it's the Harbinger himself?
I doubt it. The manipulator has to be physically close to his subject, so it'll most likely be someone in Lady Myra's army. But your rune will react to another rune's presence, so once that person is near, you'll feel it.
Good. Then I have a plan. The Harbinger has taken up position in Iskander, between the Utran and the Everlight border. You know that place, Tahar. It's where your father started his rebellion.
The Loyalist camp. So what's your plan?
We strike in full force and take the castle. He'll be forced to initiate a counterattack, and my sister's armies, the Utran army, will be the closest ones at hand.
A bait.
Yes, we hold the castle against the main army, whereas you, Tahar, and a small troop get behind enemy lines. You find the rune carrier and strike from the shadows. Obviously, you'll have to act quick. We can't hold against the entire Utran army forever.
What if killing the rune carrier won't break the mind control?
We'll just have to hope that doesn't happen.
Alright. So we take over the castle, wait for the Utran armies to cross the border, sneak behind our lines, and eliminate the rune carrier. And once Lady Myra is freed, we will try to gain the support of House Hallett and House Wolfgar.
Yes, though we'll need to take care of something else before that. But let's discuss this when the time comes.
Agreed. One more thing. This will be dangerous, but our original mission has been completed. In other words, if any of you are thinking of leaving, now is the time.
Well,
Then we best get prepared now. I'll tell you when we head out.
Understood.
3 new
Tahar,
points.
I'd also like to talk with you if you have a moment.
3 new points of interest unlocked.
Corporal Tahar. A word, if you will?
Who are you?
Private Miller, Corporal. I'm from the Royal Army and came here with the Lord Marshal. We've captured someone who we suspect belongs to the Purity. He was seen in the deserted village outside this city, and he looks suspicious. He claims to be a simple courier sent to deliver a message to you, but we didn't want to take any risks. He's outside, near the entrance to the caves.
I see. Thank you, soldier. Dismissed.
Corporal?
So quite a bit to do. If this is endgame, there's still quite a bit. New quest received in Olive Branch. Struggling to reconcile. Brave New World. Corrupted Hearts. Unwavering Resolve. The Impenetrable Cage. Wow. Bunch of quests. So let's go through these quickly. Keep busy till Iskrim finishes his research. Craft all the artifact items. We only did 1 out of 11. Find materials to upgrade Iskrim's armor. Interrogate the messenger in Mulandir. It's the one we just got. Talk with Gore about how to reinforce the fire wielders. Talk with Ayana about how to reinforce the Morhir troops. Talk with Angar about how to reinforce the Wayfarers. Gather an army capable of defeating the Purity of Light in Greyfell, and travel to the Loyalist camp. My goodness. Lots of content left. I love it. Let's start by talking to Iria.
Ah, I was hoping you'd come by. That was quite the surprise visit, wasn't it? The Harbinger couldn't have picked a better time for his attack.
I guess you could say that. How's your injury? That blast from the barrier looked quite painful.
The blast? Oh yeah, sure. I'm as good as new. One of the perks of being a light mage. Tahar, I'm sorry. For everything.
What do you mean?
Well, what you discovered in that dungeon. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I mean, I'd always felt you were different, but an experiment of your father? I would have never guessed. And now that bastard Lacane took your mother. It's just... one tragedy follows another. Now I feel almost ridiculous thinking about my supposed problems.
We can still save her.
Yeah, I know. And we will. Blazes. How crazy does that all sound? A half-shaper whose mother's spirit has been stolen by a religious fanatic. If all this weren't actually happening, I'd think I'd be watching a bad play. Though you'd definitely be the tragic hero in this. And I don't envy you.
Problems are always subjective.
I guess they are. Tell me, Tahar. If you had had the choice, would you have wanted to know? About your mother and how you were born?
Well, what about you? Your father also never told you who your mother was. Would you want to find out?
Good question. On the one hand, yes, I think I would. But then again, I never made any serious efforts to find out. I guess in the end it wouldn't have really mattered. She is dead, I know that much. And whether she was a priestess of the White Tree or a slum dweller, it wouldn't have changed the fact that she wasn't there when I grew up. But you're a different story. Your mother is still alive. And she's a shaper. I mean, doesn't that change everything? Would you really have wanted to know?
Yes. It's always better to know the truth.
Is it? Sometimes I wonder if the truth doesn't just make it all worse. Anyway, shaper or not, it's good to have you back. Honestly, there were times when I was worried you wouldn't ever wake up again.
I'm touched.
You better be. Anyway, in case you were wondering, I'm not planning to leave now. If you need my help, I'll be here.
You don't need to stay. You know that, right? Our work with the Purity is over, and nothing's stopping you from going back on the road.
Safer than mage murdering Lightbringers, right? Look, unless you want me to leave, I'll stay, and I'll fight. And no, I'm not trying to sound heroic. Apart from the fact that there's worse company than you, the dwarf, and the others we picked up along the way, I can't just stand by and watch while those bloody fanatics do their best to plunge this world into yet another war.
Thanks, Iria. I really appreciate it.
Great. And now that we've got that out of the way, you should get some more sleep. You still look like a walking corpse. Don't make a habit out of it. I'll talk to you later.
And she's still got an exclamation point. We have to talk with her. Oh, there's Ayana.
Yes?
Let's see what we can reinforce the Wayfarers with, or
Tahar,
the more here.
how are you feeling? To be honest, I thought you were dead. While you were in that coma, I was unable to read or feel any thoughts and emotions emanating from your spirit. You were like a corpse.
The elves.
I'm still trying to make sense of what happened.
Yes, it must be confusing. There is something else I would like to talk about. Maybe you have guessed it already.
Your friend. Now you know what killed him.
Her. She was a woman, and her name was Mila. But yes, that's right. Now I do. It was your mother. The Shaper.
What do you feel?
I don't know. Ultimately, the question I asked myself is, can there be culpability if there was no ill intent? I've done many things which people might consider evil, but then again, I didn't do them out of malice, but because I needed to. Because feeding my urges is the only way for me to survive. I know the situation is slightly different from your mother's. She didn't know her song killed people. But ultimately it did. So the question is she to blame for Myla's death? And if not, who is?
Why does it matter?
It doesn't matter. But I would still like to know the answer.
There is no blame. Nobody wanted the bloodburn to happen.
At least I know now what happened. That alone gives me some kind of closure.
Do you hate me now? Or my mother?
No. Hatred is an emotion I rarely feel, if ever. If anything, I feel grief that the person who was dearest to me died such a pointless death.
I see. And what now? Will you stay?
Yes, I will.
Cool.
How come? You found the answer you were looking for, and the bloodburn has been stopped.
Yes, it has. But the truth is, I wouldn't know where to go. All my contacts know me as a traitor by now. I suppose I could start over in another city, or maybe even another country, but quite frankly, I don't see the point. All along the way, my life has revolved around the gratification of my urges. Until Myla came along. And even then, the emotions people usually associate with love were different for me, and her both. So why leave? Fighting on your side is as good as any other option I have right now. Also, feeding my urges is a lot easier in times of war. There was more than enough blood in the past weeks, and there will be more up ahead. I can feel it.
Wow.
For what it's worth, I'm glad that I can count on you.
It's good that you feel that way. Let us talk later if there's something to talk about, Tahar. Thank you for your time.
There is more to talk about. There's exclamation points down here. Oh, there's one right there, which is the area. There's Angar.
What do you require?
Question mark. There's Gore.
We should get moving.
There's Rowan. And there's more up here. Question mark. Save file. Let's see how long I've been playing. 47 minutes, so I've got to wrap it here, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We're going to be talking to more peeps next time, seeing what's what and getting their input on this war and what to do next. So, interesting stuff. We may be at endgame, but it seems to be a very complex and broad endgame, which is very cool, but we'll see how we fare next time. Hope you guys will join me for that. Also, if you want to become a huge help to my channel, guys, you can become a member. Info and links are in the description for that. We also have to talk to Ayana still, Iria. And thanks to my 3 subscribers, or my 3 members, I'm able to get an indie RPG every month from their donations, which is very awesome. I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you guys for believing in me. And I'll see the rest of y'all in the next episode. Until then, be well, live well, stay well, and much love, peace, and joy. Don't go anywhere, more fun to be had. Ciao for now.